Hey everybody, welcome back. Let's talk about how to get over the fear of posting on social media. So I hear from a lot of people that posting on social media is one of the scariest things that they do. And in my paid mastermind group, the Brand Design Masters Guild, last Thursday we were having a meeting and someone brought up a term that I thought was really amazing. She called it the terror barrier. And I think that's a really apt description of what it's like sometimes when you want to post on social media. There's this terror that goes into it. There's this terror barrier that you have to get over in order to post. We all want to say the right thing, right? We want to get people to connect with us. We want to grow our followers. But it can be totally overwhelming. So some of the common questions that I hear are things like, do I want to be that person who's always constantly promoting themselves? Or does posting on social media somehow cheapen the work that I do? And what exactly should I say when I post? And how can I get anyone to really care? Well, let's talk about these fears, and I'm going to try to help you get over these fears so you can connect with your audience, you can get engaged on social media, and you can build your following and build your business. Now, social media at its worst can be kind of like a networking event that never ends. It can be completely terrifying, especially if you're a creative professional who tends to be a little introverted or a little more of a wallflower. It's a lot easier sometimes just to stand back and watch what's going on. When you post, all these things go through your mind, like what if they don't like me? What if they don't like the content? What if they don't agree with my opinion? It can be really awkward. And just like a networking event, sometimes you feel like you're struggling to make conversation. So now let's talk about how you can get over that fear of posting on social media. First of all, the thing that you want to remember is that the more you do it, the easier it gets. Marketing yourself is like diving into performance anxiety. Being online is like being on stage. Your followers are a lot of times completely inundated with content, and they might not even see your post that you've spent an hour working on. And you might have spent an hour writing it and revising it and picking it apart and sweating over it. But the thing is that people don't watch you as much as you think they do. And most of the time, they may not even notice it. So getting over that terror barrier is easier if you think about the fact that not all of the light is constantly shining brightly on you. And the more you do it, the more you post, the easier it gets every time. One of the things you need to do is you need to kind of change your perspective. You have to flip your perspective on its head. It's expected for the most part that creative professionals and entrepreneurs in today's market are going to be promoting themselves. So you're not really going to come across as the fact of being, kind of conceited or that you're always shining the light on you. In fact, if you're sharing valuable content, that content is going to be more of value to other people. It should be more of value to other people. So it's not really about you. What you are getting is the benefit of sharing that value for others and that subliminal reciprocity that comes from giving content and giving value for free. People are going to, in general, be more impressed by the fact that you're getting out there and that you're doing it than they are going to be critical of what you're doing. You have to remember that your work does not speak for itself. You have to get out there and represent what it is that you do and the value of what you do for other people. You have to help your audience understand why they should care about what you do. Another method to use to get over that terror barrier is to imagine the future you. Imagine it's a year or two from now and you've developed a rabid fan following, people who adore your content, and people are reaching out to you and telling you how much you've impacted their lives and their business positively. Imagine that people are contacting you to come and be interviewed on their podcast, or contacting you to speak at conferences, or contacting you to guest blog on their blogs. That can be really, really motivating. If you think into the future and kind of imagine that future you, it can help you get over that terror barrier of just starting. And imagine what is that impact in the future going to be of that action that you're going to take. Another method you can use is to do what I like to call act as if. Act as if you have confidence. Act as if you know what you're doing. Act as if you already have a following. You have to acknowledge that fear that you have and honor that fear, but then you have to consciously put it to the side. You have to consciously put it away. You have to show up with confidence on social media, and essentially you have to fake it until you make it. That's another great saying, fake it till you make it. Now, I'm not talking about becoming a faker or becoming a poser. I'm talking about getting out there and acting as if you have that confidence, you have that following, and going forward with a level of confidence that will eventually build and eventually come to you very naturally. But in the beginning, it's going to be tough. And in the beginning, you almost have to just imagine, act as if you have it. When you think about this, you think, I don't know what I'm doing. There may be a level of imposter syndrome that comes into it for you. But for the most part, no one knows what they're doing. I guarantee you, I know some of the biggest social media influencers out there in our space. And lots of them say to me all the time, I don't know what I'm doing. I feel like an imposter. Half the time, I'm just kind of showing up. I'm just doing the best that I can. Not everyone knows exactly what they're doing. So the fact that you feel that way is not all that unusual. And so you just have to act as if you have that confidence. And over time, you will develop it and it will be true and real for you. One of the best methods to use to get over that posting terror is to talk to someone. Find yourself a coach or a mentor or a colleague or a coworker, or even a family member or a friend, and talk to them about that fear that you have about posting on social media. Talking about it will take the secret away from it. It will lessen the power of that secret of the fear that you have. The more you talk about it, the better you're going to feel. In therapy, when people go into psychological therapy, there's something called talk therapy. And talk therapy doesn't work for no reason. It's proven that it works. So by sharing those fears, by sharing those insecurities, it will lessen the power those things have over you and will make it easier to get over that barrier. Another reason a lot of people have trouble getting over that level of fear in posting on social media is that they don't know exactly what direction they want to go in. They haven't found their true north. So in order to find your true north, what you need to do is you need to research what other people are doing. Now, don't compare yourself to other influencers or social media personalities that inspire you, but just be inspired by them. Don't judge yourself, but just use them to motivate you. Look at what they're doing. Find out what you like about what they're doing, what you don't like about their doing, and then copy and mimic and learn from what they are doing. All great artists in the world, dancers, musicians, performers, writers, have always used the heroes, the famous people in their life that they're inspired by to drive them forward in their development, in developing their own personal voice. And social media is exactly the same way. So find your true north by looking and researching and finding and mimicking and copying and being inspired by others. One of the things that people have a hard time with social media posting is that they feel like that they are on stage, that they have to somehow perform, they have to somehow take on some kind of separate personality, put up some sort of front. Here's the thing, people really value and respond to authenticity. So I encourage you to be authentic and be vulnerable. Share your feelings, share your struggles. Share the questions that you have. Share the growth trajectory that you're on. Share your process. Share the things that you're celebrating, because people really honor and love when people are being authentic. So you don't have to put on your front. You don't have to act. You don't have to, become a poser. You just have to be yourself. And you have to be out there and authentic and vulnerable. And that is really going to attract people to what you're doing. And the final thing I'm going to suggest, and this is, I think, one of the most helpful, is that you have to set a plan, set a schedule, set a calendar for posting and be consistent. Because the more you do it, the easier it gets. So if you set out a calendar and hit those deadlines, you will get over that fear in steps every single time that you post. And one of the most helpful things that you can do is to get an accountability partner. And that's one of the reasons why I started the Brand Design Masters Facebook group, and also the Brand Design Masters Guild. It's a mastermind, a paid mastermind that I put on, where we share our goals and act as accountability partners with each other to take ourselves to the next level. If you're interested in the Brand Design Masters Facebook group, go to facebook.com/groups/Brand Design Masters answer a couple questions, and join that Facebook group. It's an amazing group. There's incredible creative professionals in there, and I'm sure that you will get an amazing amount of value out of it. And if you're interested in joining the Brand Design Masters Guild, the mastermind group, reach out to me at philipvandusen.com, and let's see what we can do to take you into that group and take your work to the next level. And with that, thanks again for watching this video on how to get over that terror barrier of posting on social media. And if you did, please hit subscribe below so you can see my videos when they come out, and make sure to hit that notifications bell, because then you'll get alerted when I go live or when I post something new. And with that, thanks again for watching. Bye for now.